Greetings, everybody. It's Jim. You know, I got something in the mail the other day that I'm actually stoked about the more I think about it. I mean, I just bought it but I'm really glad I did because it's definitely going to get some use. So let me just get right into it. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about why you should be using the Zodiac die from Steve Jackson Games. Now, obviously, this is a 12-sided die with all the facings of the Zodiac on it, and it is big. Okay, here it is. This thing's zonking huge. Here's the other 12-sided die that Steve Jackson came out with recently, okay? This thing's huge. You put this in a Bart Simpson slingshot, okay? You're critical hitting somebody across the street. Don't use it for that purpose. Do not do that, okay? So what is it used for if not that, right? Well, basically, this is to help you make a character. That's the idea for any RPG. Now, obviously, the knee-jerk reaction says that this would be perfect for a fantasy RPG, which you'd be right. But the thing is, it can be used for any RPG because, I mean, you know, motivations and drives and stuff like that. This is what this is all about. So this comes with a nice little booklet written by Steve that comes with it. And basically, it goes through what each sign means in 3 different layers, okay? Because when you make your character, you roll 3 times. The first one's the obvious one that we all know and love. It's our basic sign. It's our birth sign, the sun sign, okay? I'm born on March 19th. I'm a Pisces. You probably know your sign, okay? The second roll will be the lunar sign or the moon sign, and this talks about a character's emotions, all right, and how they handle it. And the third roll is the ascendant or the rising sign, and this deals with the character's inner nature. Now, these combination of these 3, of course, you know, when you're rolling 3 times, and there's more actually, when you get these combinations, it has a tendency, you'll get an idea in your mind of what a character could be. Now, you can do this 2 ways. You can do a literal interpretation, which says that's the way the character is, or you can do the creative method and say, I'm feeling this, and you just make, you know, it's helping you across the process, and you can veto and add what you like. Okay, no problem there. Now, another thing about these is that, like I said, there's more than just rolling 3 times if you want. Okay, if you want some more extras in there, each sign has an element to it. You know, fire, air, earth, or water. And depending on the sign, that adds something. Now, this could be, again, more of a character creation process, or it could be a tactical process, whether you're playing Dungeons & Dragons or the fantasy trip from Steve Jackson Games. Your fire element against the water element, you get a bonus in some way, right? Or for certain skills or whatever, you can do that. You know, another thing is the qualities of the signs. Like there's cardinal directions, fixed directions, or mutable. Like mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. You know, those are the signs that end all the seasons, and those people are adaptable and flexible. While like the cardinal signs, they're in people who are planners and leaders, and while the fixed ones basically are like Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. They're kind of in the middle. They have the backbone of effort and carry it through. They're strong supporters, okay? And you can interpret that the way you want to. And there's 2 others still. There's 2 other little things they got in there. They got metal. They've added metals. The ancients knew 6 metals. Each pertains to 2 signs. So, you know, basically you can use that to what you want. Steve Jackson Games definitely, with the fantasy trip, has a thing about metals and how it affects characters. And they have an extra article on hexagram about that. So that could be very useful for that. You can easily use this in Dungeons & Dragons as well. Vulnerabilities is the last one. This one's a little bit weirder. Basically, they're literally not saying you're vulnerable to fire or you're vulnerable to magic. This is like you're vulnerable in the liver or the kidneys or the digestive systems or something like that. So I'm thinking like this is like where if you're growing old and you get a disease, this is probably what would get you. Okay, it's kind of, there's some extra things on that. I mean, you could do whatever you want with it. Again, they're just excuses to come up with ideas, and it's a beautiful thing. Now, the die itself is $12.95 on SteveJacksonGames.com, and like I said, it is a big die. Now, again, it is $12.95. That is no small chunk of change, you would think, for a die. After all, I paid like $6 for this $12 one. But the thing is with this, I mean, obviously, they only made so many, and you know, productions and such, and it's 12 different sides of the die, right? They're all custom, right? And you're getting the book. It's a little bit different, but I mean, I think you're going to get a lot of use out of it. There's no doubt in my mind. So, by all means, my recommendation for whatever role-playing game you're using, Fate, fantasy trip, Dungeons and Dragons, Shadowrun, I don't care. Grab the Zodiac die, and I'll see you next time.